Hey, it's Travel Gigolo. We're in Marakele National Park and this is a quick review for you. Marakele is about 250 kilometers from Johannesburg, so it's about a 3-hour drive depending on the route that you choose to use. The road via Tabazimbi is all tar, but take note, if you go via Waterberg, then just after you get past Waterberg, there's about 40 kilometers of dirt road. That dirt road can be quite stony and corrugated in some places. We stayed at Waterberg campsite, which is fairly close to the main reception, just about 1.5 kilometers away. I've done a separate review of that, so check out the review on Waterberg campsite. The Waterberg mountains are quite impressive, and one of the things that you should definitely do if you're at Marakele is do the mountain climb up to the Cape Vulture colony. That's about 1,000-meter climb from the altitude of the campsites to the top of the mountain. The drives along this route are really spectacular, and when you get to the top you're really close to the Cape Vulture colony, so you can see quite a bit of the vultures flying around you, and because you're so high up you're almost at eye level with them some of the time, so that's really spectacular. The road up the mountain is a single lane, so basically only one vehicle at a time can fit at most points in the road. So a lot of the time if you see a vehicle oncoming, you've got to stop and try and pull over into an area for a bypass, and that can be a little bit hair raising at times, but it's generally a really great drive and I definitely recommend that you do it. There are both tarred roads and unpaved roads in the park. A lot of the roads are really good, however there are some sections of the unpaved roads that are heavily corrugated and so it's quite slow going. But other than that, it's generally a very nice drive around the park on the various routes. A lot of tar and quite a lot of really nice, relatively smooth paved road. So you don't need a special car to drive around most of the park, although there are 4x4 routes. But just take note that where it's heavily corrugated with the sedan, you're going to be making really slow progress, but those are quite short stretches. The routes are also really well signposted, so it's quite easy to find your way around just looking at the map and figuring your way around by the signposts as you drive through. The vegetation changes quite dramatically through the park. In the lower sections it's really warm and quite wooded, and as you climb up into the mountains it gets cooler and you get grasslands and the wind picks up as well. This for me was one of the really cool features of the Marakele National Park. We were there in the spring, so it was really dry after the winter season and the rains hadn't come yet. We did see quite a bit of wildlife, but would have liked to see a bit more. We certainly saw a lot of the larger herbivores, but no predators. It's probably down to the dryness of the park at the time and maybe just timing, so if you're going to go there then think carefully about the time of year that you're going to visit that park. We did also get to see quite a bit of bird life, so that was also really nice. Perhaps even more than the wildlife, the scenes here in Marakele are absolutely epic. Driving to get up to the viewpoint from the campsite's about 24 kilometers, but it is really well worth the effort. It's actually quite a crazy drive getting here. It's a very narrow road. It's very scenic along the way, but a bit hair-raising at times when you've got to get vehicles go past you in the opposite direction. Large animals are really difficult to spot. We've seen a lot of evidence of elephants, for example, and rhino as well. I would definitely recommend that you come on one of the game drives that are run by the park. My overall impression of the park is quite positive. I really enjoyed it, especially the mountain drive. There is quite a bit of wildlife to see, so that's really cool as well. So really great place. I would recommend it. I think definitely you've got to be careful about your timing, and it might be clever to get one of the guided tours that you get to see the big five and so on. If you found this episode informative, hit the like button and please subscribe as well. Also smash the bell. Remember, there's a separate episode on Waterberg campsite, so have a look at that as well.